Hello and welcome back. My name is Sean, but you probably know me better as ChilliChump. My name is Sean, but you probably know me better as ChilliChump. Today, we're going to be announcing the ChilliChump Seedkit for 2021. So let's open up a special little package and see what we have in store. "2020 was the first year that I did the ChilliChump Seedkit, and it was fantastic growing along with all of you, having you grow along with me. And it was also great fun to be able to do the poblano competition. There were some amazing entries, and I couldn't compete. I think I was about half the size of the biggest, the winner. But there was also a few entries that came in a little bit late, or maybe came in through the wrong way. They didn't submit it through the competition entry form, which means that unfortunately they missed out on the actual prize because there were a couple that were a bit bigger than the winner. However, the first chili on the list is again the Ancho poblano, and we're going to be running that same competition again in 2021. So all of you that missed out on the competition this year, you have a chance to do it again next year. So I'm looking forward to it. I don't like losing, so I'm going to make sure that I do something a little special to try and get my chilies to be a bit bigger than they were this year. The second chili on the list is the ají nortino. This is a Capsicum baccatum, and it grows massive, massive plants. You can trim it back to give yourself some bigger yields, or you can let yourself just grow out a monster plant. It's really up to you. It overwinters quite well, so it handles colder climates better than some other chili types. So it gives you some options at the end of your season. So that's the second one on the list, the ají nortino. I had to add a jalapeno to the seed kit. Last year we went with the jalapeno mammoth. This year we are growing something that looks pretty interesting. So I don't know if you're aware of what corking is. Sometimes when you grow chilies, there's a kind of a corking effect on the chili, and it's pretty cool to see. This one is pretty much all corked. It's known as the Jalapeno Farmers Market potato. The reason it's called that is when it gets a lot of sunshine, a lot of light, it can cork over completely, which can make it look a little bit like a potato, I guess. But regardless, it's a very interesting looking pepper, and it actually can grow quite large. I'm guessing a little bit larger than even the jalapeno mammoths that we had last year, or at least the ones that I grew. How about a hot one? This is a classic, the Habanero orange. This is just a beautiful all-rounder. It is a Capsicum Shenan's variety. It is hot. It tastes fantastic. You can make some amazing sauces with it. It is just very versatile, and also it grows really well. It looks good. They're nice sized pods, and I think it's one that you guys will enjoy. It is a classic, and I'm sure you're going to love growing it. I know I am. There's some fantastic sauces I have in mind for the habanero. So that's the Habanero orange. Next up is a pretty rare pepper, and this is one I'm actually really excited about growing. Typically, I don't like growing this kind of pepper that have very small fruits because it's a pain to harvest and you don't get a lot from them. But growing chilies is not just about eating them or making sauces and things like that. They're also beautiful plants, and this one is no exception. The flowers on this are just amazing. The pepper we're talking about is the CGN 19198. These flowers, I mean, look at that, purple and yellow. I mean, it's stunning. I have a lot of purple flowers on some of my plants, but none that look like this. So I'm really interested to see how it's going to look later on in the season. This rare pepper has been a bit of a mystery for botanists because it's been classified as both a Capsicum praetomissum and a Capsicum eximium. Now, I've never even heard of those varieties before, but yeah, there are tons and tons, thousands of different Capsicum varieties out there. Some of the more common ones are Capsicum frutescens, Capsicum annum, but yeah, these ones are a bit out there. So a very interesting plant to grow, not too challenging to grow. A lot of these wild types and rare types like this can be a real pain to get germinated in that, but this one actually won't be too bad. So you'll have a beautiful plant without an extreme amount of effort. So that's the CGN 19198. And lastly, we of course have to have a super hot in the pack. Now this one's a little special. Typically, I don't like growing out chilies that have not been properly stabilized. And what I mean by that is when you cross peppers and you grow them out, you want to grow them out at least 7 generations before they're considered to be stable. This one here is at the 4th generation, so you'll be getting the 4th generation seed. Normally, like I said, I wouldn't actually want to grow that, but this is quite an interesting one, and I thought it'd be quite a nice experiment to do with all of you. I have quite a few people that follow me on my channel, and I'm sure a lot of you that will be growing this out. And to see the results that you get compared to mine from a single plant, that the single source of this number of seeds, it's going to be interesting to see the different varieties that you might get from your specific plant. So that's part of the reason why I chose this. The other part is it's Carolina Reaper crossed with a 7-pot douglas. Both of those are extremely hot. So the resulting pepper is also going to be extremely hot. It's going to be a brown pepper, so not a red one. But who knows, because it is early generation, maybe it might revert back to a red. You just never know. You can never tell when they haven't been properly stabilized. F4 is actually pretty well along the path of being stabilized, but still it can always revert to one or the other, or maybe come up with a whole new hybrid. You just never know. So it'd be interesting to see how that one works out for you. That is definitely a 1,000,000+ Scoville, the chilies you're going to get from this one. So it's going to be a scorcher. I wanted to also mention that there are limited numbers of the packs with the Carolina Reaper cross 7-pot douglas. When those run out, so I think there's about 150 of these seed kits that have the crossed pepper. When those run out, there will be still available the seed kit, but the super hot will be replaced with another super hot. It will still be a 1,000,000+ Scoville, but it's not going to be this cross. So if you are going to be buying this, I would recommend buying it early if you want to get this cross. Otherwise, you might miss out on that one. But every single pack will still have all the other varieties. So it's going to be fantastic to have you grow along with me again in 2021. And I just want to tease this a little bit, but 2021 is going to be a landmark year for me. I can't talk about it too much just yet, but I am extremely excited. Mrs. ChilliChump is extremely excited, and I just can't wait to reveal all to you guys. Anyway, enough of the teasing. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a fantastic break over the next couple of months until we get ready for our next season where we start planting our seeds. And until the next video, stay safe and stay spicy.